Hey Big Jim, how are you? So we've got an electrical storm coming in, as you can see. Wow. Check it out. Hey Mighty Bar, welcome. Did you get a notification? Because I've already done 3 live streams today. The phone was overheating and it kept cutting it. I'll have to work out how to get my shutter speed on a really go slow on the Canon. I really need to learn how to use that camera more before it's destroyed. It's slowly getting degraded. Oh, you did get the notification. Oh, that was good. Yeah, my 2 Bart got it as well. Brilliant, well done. That's good to know. This phone is just not coping at all with the weather. It's been really hot and humid, and I was sitting in the shade drinking 1.5 litres of water, just sitting in the shade outside 11, and it's switched itself off twice because of the heat in the shade. It's crazy. So hopefully this storm cools things down. See if we can find a bit of music for the background. Feel free to choose your own music as well, and whatever, you know. What's this? Let's try this. Hey Simon, welcome. Is that Oxford? Oxford in Cambridgeshire, isn't it? In the UK. Right now, Jim, yeah, I'm using the iPhone 7 Plus, and that was the one that was overheating before. I thought it would only overheat in direct sunlight, but not in the shade. That's how hot it's been. Yeah, very overcast today here, most of the day. Like this electrical storm last night at midnight. I'm not sure what this phone is focused in on. Clearly not the light. That's those yellow lights at the bottom, those orange lights at the bottom. That's Sukhumvit. Wow. looks like it is trying to, when the lightning comes, it looks like it's instantly focusing in on the lightning. That's good. That'll be interesting on the replay and putting it in slow-mo, see what it comes. Yeah, it's coming towards me from the mountains over the back there, so it's coming from inland towards the sea, which is behind me. May have to go inside if it gets too close. Tim Dingle, welcome. And you're not just a keyboard warrior on the old comment section, you're live in the chat. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? We got some we're making up for the concrete stream earlier, 12 minutes of concrete. I was just talking about that and how the phone is really struggling with this humidity and heat, even in the shade, so we had to right, should have a right go at me, because it was only last week they reported for the second time people in their wooden homes up in the jungle were on their phones and they died because of electrical storm. And she's like, no, you can't go outside with your telephone, you're gonna die. Well, what a way to go. I'll probably survive. I'll survive it anyway. The amount of bleeding things that I've overcome in the past. So, am I bothered? Cheers, Tim. I know you're a very avid commentator on 95% of the videos. There are going to be those days when it catches up on you. 3 live streams a day, nearly, on average. In this village alone, I think we've done around 50 videos now. There are some that are in the editing room right now as well. So we've got. I've got to do it tonight. I've got to finish this review of this lovely apartment block this guy from England owns, from Glasgow rather. Asia's Beach Apartments, great fella. I should have finished it 2 weeks ago. The last 2 weeks have been quite not so much, I guess a little bit stressful. I had some hoops to jump through. I had the option of taking free visas up until the end of July for Thailand. But the caveat for taking a free visa extension up until the end of July is that at the end of July you have to leave Thailand. I'm thinking, well, if I did that, where could I go and could I get back in? And what would the conditions be associated with that? So my best bet was to work out the best way, and I won't go into details of how I've done it now, would be to circumvent that. And I think I've pretty much done that now. I shall find out in a couple of weeks. It's all being processed now, so it's good. Good for me, good for you. We are getting thunder, my two bar, but very much in the distance. You're not going to maybe get it picking up on the microphone. That's how far away it is. But we are hearing it here for certain. It's just like a rumbling in the distance. But it's progressively getting closer, and as you can see, it's becoming more often and more pronounced. Is that the word, pronounced? You know when you get that sound of like a truck rumbling on a main road in the distance, that's what it sounds like. But yeah, we're definitely getting thunder. it's like a really deep. It's well in. This is covering a large area, I would say, and it's high up. Yeah, Tim, I'm looking forward to it. I love a storm. Yeah, you can hear it just about. Yeah, that was a nice one. I'm looking forward to reeling this back. I should really pull my finger out and invest more time in learning how to use my G7X Mark II. I've had that Canon phone now, camera. Whoa, that was a striking land. I don't know if I caught that on camera. It was a bit to the left. Yeah, any decent camera I've had, I've not invested enough time and to learn all of its abilities and deployed those abilities. I think it's a little bit laziness because it's such a good camera, just straight out the box, point and shoot, and it's fantastic in low light. If you're going into like a clubbing environment or filming bars or anything at night, really, the G7X Mark II is awesome in low light conditions. Oh, we got that, did we? It struck here. That was a nice what was that? Fork lightning that reaches the ground. I don't know if it's called anything specifically. Over to the right, it's more of a just flash in the sky, so I'm trying to focus more on that. There we go, on that. I've got a bloody bird's eye view of it here. On this new condo block that I'm in, we can't get on the roof, unfortunately, otherwise, well, I probably wouldn't be allowed up there, given I'd be more exposed. I really need a 360 camera on here right now so we can pan around afterwards, or get one of those cameras where you can control what you see. I wanted the 360 Insta360 X1, I think it's called, or is it the Insta361 X? That was it. That has an awesome ability, but it's one flaw for, you can live stream. I'm not sure of anyone doing it just yet. I've got no evidence of it, and I've asked many people, but you can live stream, and the audience can control what they see live, which is great. A bit dodgy though in some areas, depending on where you're videoing. Imagine YouTube trying to control that and to review those videos. They'd have to keep playing it back over and over again to watch the 360 viewers to see what it picks up. Yeah, get a metal rod, hold on to it. Charge up your batteries in an instant. Lightning comes from the ground to meet up. Well, I don't know about that, or I didn't know about that until now. So if we played it in reverse, that's what it would certainly look like, right? I thought it built up in the clouds and I had to find a way out. Oh, it's a fact. I'll try and remember that and look it up. I have heard of lightning emanating from the ground, like when rocks and tectonic plates are splitting. I've certainly seen on film where colourful lights have been emitted from the ground. People find that a little bit strange. Whoa, now that was a good one. See what other music we've got on here. Let's try this. Alright, there we go. How many people in the chat knew about that? I know, right? My 2 Bart, somebody out there must have done this. I'm going to have to do a search for it, where somebody sent a drone up and videoed it in a storm via a drone. That would be good. I've seen fireworks from the point of view of fireworks, like a drone flying through fireworks, and I think somebody did that on Pattaya Beach. It was a firework competition in November that they had, I think it is. Oh, it went offline for a couple of seconds here. We've got no error messages here. Alright. It might be the music, I'll take it out. Stop the music. How is it now? Is it okay? I think I lost a couple of you. Trying to keep Sukhumvit, those lights on Sukhumvit to the bottom of the screen. Okay, you're okay, my 2 Bart, cheers. Yeah, I think the music was using the bandwidth. I tell you what, this is my first time I've ever had, believe it or not, a mobile, a SIM, a Thai network provider in this phone, and unbelievable amount of fluctuation in the bandwidth. Is it the bandwidth? Megabytes per second that they're giving me. It hasn't really dropped below what I've paid for, which is 200 megabyte, 110 megabytes per second, unlimited for the month, right? But today I got a record 103 download and 104 upload speed. I couldn't believe it, and it's been 70, 40, 30. It's really weird. I don't know if it's because I'm a new customer and they're trying to entice me to stay long time. Coronaphobia. Clinton, how you doing? You love all this sort of stuff, don't you, Clint? About time you came back to the channel. It's been a long time. There we go. I'm gonna put your name up in lights for you. Yeah, my 2 Bart, 104. It was 104 upload speed. I was like, oh, quick, what can I dump off of my phone onto CocoScope to get it out of the way and saved somewhere? And it was 102 or 103 download. I just couldn't believe it. And like web pages were opening, bang, 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 just like that, in like less than half a second. It was great. What speeds are you getting in Australia, where you're at, on a mobile network? Is it Optus and Telstra? Are they still the two main providers, or are they just cable TV and landline telephony? They're the only two companies I know of. Coronaphobia, the irrational fear of lightning. I like that. You're reading too many books, Clinton. You're learning too much. You're going to become a philosopher. Right, the wind's picking up. I can hear it in the palm trees down there. So maybe we're going to get some rain soon. It's usually what happens, right? Lightning, thunder, wind, rain. Maybe a bit more thunder, lightning, and then just rain, and then it disappears. Optus, Telstra and Vodafone. Ah yeah, Vodafone are massive, right, worldwide. Alright. Yeah. What's the time in Toronto right now? Does anybody know? I think Ma and Pa, Thai-tastic team members number 5 and 6 will be waking up soon. A good night to charge your hoverboard. Clint, if you're still on here, I would have given you a shout. I've given you a call and we could have met up the other day. I came to Jomtien again the other day, but it was just too stressful to... I thought about it. It's the thought that counts, right? But it was I was just jumping through some hoops to stay Thailand. Love you long time. It's 8:54 AM. Oh yeah, should be getting up soon. Should be watching the live stream in bed. She might come on and say hello in a minute. But Clint, you're more than welcome to pop over to Bang Saray. There's not much happening here still. But if you wanted a change of scenery and you just wanted to put the worlds to rights, we can sit round the pool or something. By all means, send me a line message. If you want to break away from your Netflix and your silk glove and your penthouse. Wow, that was a good one. So tell me this, Tim Dingle, lightning emanates from the ground, right? Or the negatives and the positives. What about that lightning that doesn't strike the ground and it just goes across the sky? How does that happen? Or was we just talking about a certain form of lightning? Leader lightning or something. Melbourne, Australia, it's 10:55 AM. I wonder if I can... there we go. You can only have one of your comments displayed at a time. Clint, say hello.
Clint. Oh no, I'm not sure.
Alena?
Well, Clint, I speak later.
Oh. He not say hello. I joke.
Lie.
I lie.
Hey, how are you?
Yes, I'm hungry.
How?
Now.
I think you check your...
Yes, beautiful sky, everybody like. I miss that, my two baht.
I really didn't check.
Yeah, I can eat later. Have we got any food? Noodle.
Food.
Bloody noodles again. Whoa, yes. I saw a little bit of that out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, send me a message, Clint, online if you want to shoot the shit. You could cycle all the way here in an hour on your new bike. Sheet lightning spreads across the trying to the. Oh, battery low. Are you still there? Oh, I have to get the charger. Miss TT, where are you? Nice. Miss TT, Miss Fantastic. Yes, please can I have charge colour white and colour red. Oh, thank you. Woohoo! We're getting a nice light show. Yeah, the rumbles are getting out of it. It's very slow moving storm. It's been going on for over an hour, by the way. Maybe it won't come to anything and stay in the distance. I don't mind it's taking so long to get here. Maybe it's not travelling towards us and it's just building up around us. Maybe that's what it's doing. Alright, we now got the charger on. Big Jim says, TT, can take thing off your screen, mate, or does it have to stay? Oh yeah, this. It's in the way really, isn't it? Oh, I can move it. It's in the way, right? Wayne York, welcome. Just got here. What are we looking at? Cool. Do I need to tell you? Did you just see that? Woohoo! Is that better? Sorry about that. Oh, I've just touched the screen and now it should be focused further afield. I don't know if you saw the lights at the bottom on Sukhumvit, they've gone a bit more blurry and larger. Oh no, I think it's out of focus now. Okay. Let's focus on the lights and Sukhumvit and see what happens. Ah, right, I think it's out it. That might be better. Still getting to know more about this app, by the way, but it's very feature packed. That's the word. Whoa, it's definitely out of focus. Let's see if we can get it to focus on the lightning again like we did before. Right, let's take the lights out of shot. Yeah, it's definitely out of focus. soon as it lightning again, I'm going to tap the screen and see if I can focus in on it. Oh, missed it. Oh, let's put Sukhumvit in focus though. So let's see what happens now. Oh, that's better actually. So point to note, keep Sukhumvit lighting and traffic and whatnot, and then that seems to keep the lightning in focus. That's good. We're learning. Always learning something new every day. Oh yeah, that was good. My 2 baht knows. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I have actually got, and I could be prepared. Oh no, now my 2 baht has sown a seed. I have got, and it will be fantastic. Maybe it'll be a Thailand first. I've got 2 Spark drones with me. What if I live stream one night? I can live stream from the drone and send it on a suicide mission up into one of these storms. Now, would that be worth crowdfunding that if I felt really upset about losing it afterwards? I don't think so. I wouldn't even need to do that. As I say, I've got 2 drones. I'll send up the one that's a little bit dodgy with the gimbal, and we'll just throw it up there into the clouds and see what happens and live stream it. What say you, chat? What say you? So you'll have to remind me, because I come up with so many different ideas. Remind me another day, because I have to update all the firmware on the drone and the controller, as I haven't done it for over a year. But that would be awesome. Big Jim wants it. My 2 baht. Giving it a thumbs up. Yeah, I've live streamed from the drone before, and the votes are in. I'll definitely consider it. It would just be a friggin' awesome experience. It'd be interesting if it actually live streams under the conditions. They may return, right? So that's the chance, and we're willing to take chances. We've taken a lot of chances before. The only fear we have is fear itself. Susan Jeffers. Dodgy drone to meet Thor. Yeah, fully charged. Yeah, wow. Imagine it getting struck by lightning and surviving, and then looking at the carcass of what was once a fantastic drone. Yeah, don't fly it away anywhere, just fly it up. I've got there's a car park opposite this condo so there's plenty of open wide space here. I'm just trying to think where I could hide though, so I don't get struck by lightning. I guess I could stay in the reception area and can control the Spark drone from there. Just leave it in the car park. Oh, I've got to contend with the soy dogs that live there as well. That would be interesting. And yeah, just send it straight up to the limit that I'm allowed to fly legally. Although under the circumstances, maybe the atmospheric conditions sucks it up even further into the sky. But that would be friggin' awesome. It would be a viral vid, right? My 2 baht. Wayne York, my channel is quite a mixture of things. If it's your first time here, welcome again, and maybe best to start off with the playlists, because I try to categorize the different types of footage that I record. But there's all sorts. There is a section just on drone work if you want to. I think there's about 16 videos. There's bars. There's no clubs. I've never filmed a nightclub. Tim, I tell you, so far I have flown in quite strong winds, and it's unbelievably stable, or it copes well, it counteracts well. It tilts. If you look at my, wear rubber shoes, right? If you look at my video that I took, with whom I had the great pleasure of meeting, Mr. Brian Jacks, the Olympic medalist for judo for the UK, in Blackpool, when I was working up there and he was working up there doing a book signing. We went down to the beach together, and it was a really windy day there, and it counteracted. It was awesome. It was so stable. Such an easy drone to fly as well. I'm very, very impressed with it. It's a shame it's not 4K, but 4K in drones was only really for the big boys with pro machines. But yeah, you will see in that video that Brian Jack's tracksuit bottoms really waving about in the wind on the beachfront. Heavy gauge rubber fishing waders. Do you know what? I had some really big fisherman's boots as well. That's one of the things I got rid of because it was just part of the stuff that needed getting rid of. Yeah, the waders would take care of that. Stand on top of the rubber blow-up tile. Yeah, Wayne, you should check it out. I've done one or two videos. He doesn't live too far from here. I don't know if you knew that. He's got 64 apartments, Brian Jacks has, in the dark side of Pattaya, in East Pattaya. Pattaya, as the locals call it. Yeah, he's a great guy. Spent a couple of days with him, actually. Went to his book signing and recorded that for him. Because he does like a Q&A and meets students and whatnot. Now I'm using my hand at the moment. There's my feet. There's the Sky drama on the TV. Sky drama, did I say? Thai drama. I'm just using my hand, which I firmly place my elbow on the arm of the chair. I fear that if I use the tripod, then we might miss something, because I'm slowly rotating it a little. That's it, view the apartments. You've got it, Wayne. Yeah, very, very peaceful area like he's in. My gosh, that was a good one. Woohoo! Yeah, I've got one of these little tabletop tripods actually, yeah. Which I use a lot. You can probably hear the noise of the feet. Can you hear them when they bang together? I try to keep them as quiet as possible, because I noticed on the replay it makes quite a bit of annoying noise on the stream. My toenails don't need cutting, blooming cheek. How can you see my toenails from there? I do have one or two that do, actually. Don't say it too loud. Oh no, I've not done that. Let's do that. Okay, we'll wait for the next big one, and then we'll work out how far Do I have to count like per second and then is it each? Right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, flipping heck, 21, 22, 23. Frasbo, welcome. I've given up. That was 23 seconds, I think, and I miscounted. And it never came. Oh, what? It's miles and miles away. As I said, it's very faint rumbling. Welcome to the channel, Frasbo. Have we met before? Don't forget to do the honours. And welcome back if you have been here before. It wouldn't be the speed of light, would it, the thunder? The speed of light. What is the speed of light? Clint would know. I don't know if he's still here. Cheers, Frasbo. I'm getting numb bum. I've definitely got a back problem in my coccyx. Right, here's a challenge for you guys because it's been hurting now for years. Not years, it's just uncomfortable, it's aching. I don't know what it is. It's like, you know when you've sat down like awkwardly one time maybe and right on your coccyx and it all sod that, you know, and that's the bone I think that I've damaged somehow. It's been like it for about 3 years. It's just, you know, a bit uncomfortable sitting sometimes. Oh, you reckon the storm's moving away? There we go. Wow. 299,792,458 miles a second is the speed of light. Wow. Okay, Big Jim, see you in a minute. Kilometers per second. Wow. Nearly as fast as your Chevrolet. Pattaya News was reporting last night as well on the storm that we had. Just an electrical storm over Pattaya. It wasn't a great deal. We had the same here, but this is fantastic tonight. And they said it happened at midnight, so I must have fallen asleep quite early last night. I thought it was about 2 or 3 a.m. Oh, meters. Wow. There's some theories, isn't there, surrounding the speed of light. Because in theory, everything that we see, right, is a reflection into our eye and comes to us at the speed of light, right? So we see whatever it is we see comes to us at the speed of light. So if we, I'll probably get too deep on time travel or something. I forget how the theory goes. I'm not going to embarrass myself by quoting something incorrectly. But I love all that. It's like an atomic clock, or a very accurate clock, and you hold it, the further away you are away up in the sky, the slower it is. Yeah. So Tim, do you think it's going away, this storm? Is that what you said? Tim says 3 Kims and moving away. Are you saying, whoa, I don't think it's going away, look. We're getting multiple fault lightning following sheet lightning. It is, right? It is amazing. Who created it though? You're learning lots. Hey, not so much of the big fella. I've lost 3 stone in 3 months. I'm well chuffed. Now I've got to get rid of all the loose skin and get fit and firm. I can't believe I went from 15-minute being able to walk, struggling to walk 15 minutes when I first arrived. Some of that was to do with the luggage causing me aches and pains because I was lifting unusual amounts of weights, and but no, I could only walk. I struggled to walk more than 15 minutes. Now, like, we're doing 2 hours tops with a couple of rests. 2 hour plus rather. So body must have been yearning for it and wants to survive, so I'm giving it what it wants. Should we give some affirmations? We did fear the fear and do it anyway. Fidelity Quester, welcome. Autophagy. Oh, flipping it. Can you break it down phonetically for me, how to pronounce that? But yeah. Don't forget to smash that like button, boys and girls. Oh, hold on a minute. Tim, what are you doing to me? How much deeper would the oceans be if sponges didn't live there? What's it got to do with sponges? Don't be quoting me things from like SpongeBob SmartPants quotes, so I don't watch television. How much deeper would the oceans be if sponges? Are you saying? I get it. Okay, funny, haha. Yeah, soaking up the water. How many more icebergs I've got to melt before we see this 5-meter increase in the ocean levels around the world in the next 6 months? Wayne, are you humouring me now? Curbside Kurt, welcome. Squidward would know. Welcome, Curbside Kurt. Welcome back. Well, look at that. Just as the welcome back sticker finished. How are you, Curbside Kurt? What's happening? What's the timing? You're part of the world. I try to memorise everybody's location, but I find it difficult. We had Sammy S come a few times over the last few weeks. He's from Finland. Got a few Australians, mate. I'm just a truck driver. Oh. Shout out to the truck drivers, by the way. Even more important because of the lack of flying about people do. Inter-country travel, the truck drivers are delivering more, I bet. Or shifting shit. 11:26 p.m. right now. Oh. It's a humorous paradox. There we go. Tim Dingle getting all technical with his jokes. So it was as you say. The water's still there. Only if you take the sponges out of the ocean, there'd be less water. but then it'll probably evaporate, go up into the clouds. We'll see a storm like this, and then it'll have rainfall back into the ocean. Metaphorically speaking, or is it meteorologically speaking? Sydney. Yeah, thanks, Curbside. I wasn't expecting it to be that much so quickly, but clearly I needed to, right? Mighty Bot says, I would have thought that something you hold up in the air would be travelling faster because of the spin of the Earth means it's covering more distance because it's a bigger radius than the ground you're on. Oh wait, I'm not analysing that right now. Okay, Tim, cheers for popping by and commenting on the old live chat. There you go, look, there's a nice big fork of lightning for your departure. But the sponges hold lots of water. Yes, but they're in the water. Okay, here's a question for you. This is what I learned when I first came to Thailand in '97. A lot of you heard the story of me falling in love with it, working in Koh Samui for 6 months in the diving industry. So when I was learning to dive, one of the things we had to get 110% correct was buoyancy control, right? So what's the formula? And I'm not talking numbers, it's just a sentence. What's the formula for how something stays buoyant? How does something stay buoyant? Answers in the chat, not on a postcard, because I'm not giving out my address. Mighty Bart, the other one that we pondered a few weeks or months ago, do you recall? If we dug down from the opposite side of Australia, right, and I wanted to get to Australia, so I'm digging right the way through the centre of the earth, obviously I'd have to start with digging beneath my feet to get to you. So I'm digging away beneath my feet, and I get to Australia. Which way do I come out of the hole? Feet first or head first, and why? Now that's something to ponder. Don't anyone be giving this, yes, but you'll be dying of molten lava before we get there. Forget all that. Let's just assume we can dig, as we can in our gardens, right the way through the earth to the other side, if there is a side, but to the polar opposite, if we say. Just if, let's say we're at the North Pole, we dig down, and we come out at the South Pole, we're digging beneath our feet. Which way do we come up? Curbside Kurt's on the right track. Feet first. I don't know what the answer is, Big Jim. But imagine that. Ah, gravity. Yeah, so at some point, right, as we're digging down then, do we fall back on ourselves? Because, right, we've got gravity now as the equation, in the equation. So at what point do we fall back? And how can we fall up a hole? It's weird, right? Oh, spin the wheel. I've heard something about this spin the wheel. I don't know too much about it. I'll have to remind myself. Head first, the other side. Oh, really? So, but I'm digging beneath my feet to get there. I'm not doing a handstand digging all the way. You'd fall down to the sky. Figure that one out. Fall down to the sky. Yeah, right. If there's no gravity, right, and you were digging down, could you dig down for a start if there was gravity? I guess you could have a machine connecting you to the ground, like a train on a track. and you're digging and digging and digging, and then you let go of the train track or railings that you're holding onto, and then you suddenly fall out into the sky. Dig wider. Yeah. They had to give up. I think it was in Russia. They tried digging. I think they got, I could be wrong, maybe 2 miles down. Not that so far. And I think they were the drill bits. It was just becoming too costly. And these, like, I don't know, titanium diamond tipped drill bits or whatever they use. Would get stuck and break off, etc., and it could just cost too much money to keep pulling them out, so they gave up. If I stop, I'm at the centre of the world, right? I've been digging down beneath my feet. So I'm standing on the ground that I'm digging, and then I look up. So how could I be digging up? I'm still digging beneath my feet, right? It's like if you've got an apple corer and you're pushing it through into the apple, right, to get the core out. You're still going down unless you flip up in your hand the apple, so it's pointing upwards, and then then you've been coring the apple all the time, going up. The Kola super deep borehole on the Kola Peninsula of Russia reached. There we are. I knew it was in Russia. I think Tim was right. This storm is definitely shifted towards the right. I have panned the camera a little bit. Over there we can see, that's Na Jomtien over there. And as I did that, we missed another load of nice lightning. Yeah, I guess it does change at the centre of the world. So the gravity is then going to suddenly flip me around. So that's what gravity does, right? It controls descent, etc., and pulls us one way to another. I'm digging, spin round, or maybe I'm spinning around and around and around like a compass trying to find its true north. And I've got no control and cannot dig any further. Anyway, I don't want to think about it anymore. But I've heard some interesting theories tonight that are different from the ones I've heard before. I'm live now, Lulu, and we are looking at the lightning show, and we have been for the last hour. Welcome back to the channel. There's a few of us on. Oh, double figures, there's 10 of us on. We've got a few lurkers, we've got a few talkers. We've got people from all over the world again. Australia. Couple of people from, at least a couple of people from the UK. It's rain. Cool me down. I thought you just got up. I mentioned to everybody on the stream earlier that Clint was on earlier. Clinton. He's just done a disappearing act, or he's being quiet, or he's watching Netflix now. I don't know. I was just saying about, what's the time in Canada? I think that it was just coming up to 10 to 9 when I asked. Right, but I am digging, right? But the North Pole beneath my feet, all the way down to get to the South Pole. Which way would I come up, Earth? Already at the bottom of Are you saying because the gravity changes at the centre from the North Pole to the South Pole? So if I was digging at an angle, where am I going to come out? South Africa? No, if I was digging at an angle from the south, and you're talking like, are we talking like 1, 2 p.m. o'clock, having dug a hole to the centre of the earth, and now I'm digging, now I'd come out somewhere like Luxembourg. Is it buffering? I'm not sure why it's buffering. We've gone from 10 people on the stream down to 3. Some people got scared and ran. It's amazing how much patience people watching YouTube. It's true what they say, if you don't capture their build the channel with any effort, is to entice people to stay from the off. The thumbnail gets them clicking, and I've got to give a nice enticement intro, or at least maybe even put the intro 30 seconds in. Keep them there and intrigued. We're back up to 5 people. Square Pants. SpongeBob SquarePants, we were talking about him earlier. I prefer SquarePants over Y-fronts. Did you lose me, Jim? So, we've been filming this electrical storm for an hour and 5 minutes, and it doesn't appear to have got any closer. I think it's moving south. I am looking east. Orange lights. That's where the sun comes up. So that's east, and I think it's, yeah, see, it's more lightning to the right, so it's travelling south, this storm. Oh, it's been buffering for ages. I don't know why. I can't do anything about it because I have no option of changing bit rate and such like. It's on automatic, so it's trying to cope. Correct, but you can't dig straight up and stand with your legs together. You could if your leg, you could if you climb legs apart, one on each side of the hole as you dig upwards. But I've got rid of this digging above my head at an angle after I've dug to the centre of the earth thing, because I'll end up back near where I started in Luxembourg or something, or might end up in Scotland if I'm digging at 1 o'clock from the centre of the earth, having dug down to the centre of the earth from the North Pole. I want to carry on digging beneath my feet if I can, and if I can't, why can I not? So I'm at the centre of the earth. I've dug to the centre of the earth because I'm digging down beneath my feet. Why can I not carry on digging? Is it the gravity thing? Are we back on that? Maybe it's just buffering for a lot of people, more so in the UK. Ooh. Someone racing along Sukhumvit. Don't know if you can hear that. Sounds like a motorbike. Oh, I don't want to come back out of the hole though, curbside. I don't want to dig the dirt and stand on it. What I'm it wouldn't be a hole, right? The dirt is out of the hole that I'm digging out, right? It's somebody's pulling it up with a bucket on a string. It's taking ages, but we're getting there. We're getting there. And all this dirt that's being dug out is being thrown out somewhere. I don't know. We're not. Who cares? But we're digging beneath our feet from the North Pole. We want to get to the South Pole. We're currently at the centre. We've all agreed we can dig to the centre of the Earth beneath our feet, because that's how we'd have to do it. We're digging beneath our feet. Even if we were in the South Pole, digging to the North Pole, we'd be digging beneath our feet, right? But which way do we come up? At the moment we're stuck in the centre of the Earth. We don't know what we're doing now. We don't know how we can continue. Someone threw a spanner in the works about gravity and it not allowing us to dig any further. But the issue remains, in order to dig a hole you need to remove matter, earth, solid rock. Correct, yes, I agree. So where would you put it? Just catch a plane, yeah. But the planes are not running. Maybe the dirt is falling out of the hole behind you as you're digging down. For fudge's sake, just catch a plane. So, I think the bailout of Thai Airways is happening this week, or not. I don't know. They've already gone into bankruptcy, I think, and they've gone to the government for help. Ooh, flashbang! What a picture! What a picture! I think it's a good question to pose after a few drinks and the party is well oiled, and then you get some even more crazy responses. Some people have said in the past, no, you just won't be able to do it. You know, the procrastinators and the naysayers. But you'd die. It would crush you because of the gravity, force fields, and there's too much lava. You wouldn't get through the mantle and all these you can't people. It's like, honestly, it's so funny. We're all just like rats in a cage, digging holes too. And he's got a little emoji of a hole. Fidelity question, how long did it take you to find that emoji of a hole? I didn't even know it existed. You did a search. By the way, you don't have to rely on YouTube's emoji suggestions. You can open up, certainly I have on the laptop, an emoji and keyboard separate from YouTube, but you can still use the emojis from that. That confuses people sometimes when you put an emoji they've never seen before. I reckon in another hour, if we manage to survive another hour, that storm and the electricity from it, which it already seems to have gone further south and is behind the condo. Now if we were on the other side of the condo, there you go, probably silhouetted the condo then. That's where the majority of it seems to be now, is behind the condo block opposite. Journey to the centre of the earth. Yeah, but that's it. They made a film to the centre of the earth because they know it can be done. But not getting to the other side, surely. Did they do that? Did they make a movie about digging to the other side of the earth? Anyway, did we answer? I digress. How does something stay buoyant? Now I forget who contributed to that. Right, it's very simple, believe it or not. In order for something to stay buoyant, and I'm going to quote, I think, almost verbatim what it said in the Paddy Learn to Dive manual. In order for something to stay buoyant, the object has to displace water greater than its own weight. There you go. Now, I say water because scuba diving is usually in water, right? You're not going to be scuba diving in mercury because that weighs a hell of a lot more. And in order for something to float in mercury, I believe the ship's hull would have to be huge. Displacement. There's a word for you, Fidelity. Displacement. So in order for something to float, to stay buoyant, positively buoyant, I might add. We'll come on to neutral and negative in a moment. In order for something to stay positively buoyant, the object has to displace water greater than its own weight. In order to stay neutrally buoyant, so for example, you're descending from the ship, you've gone into the water from the ship and you're descending, right? Which means you're going down in the water. And you get to a point, say, on the reef wall that you want to stop and look at some shells or whatever. And you want to remain there. You don't want to rise to the surface and you don't want to sink anymore. You don't want to descend and you don't want to ascend. Then you have to become neutrally buoyant, and that's very important for controlling your buoyancy when you're scuba diving, because it can be very dangerous. You could be going up into, especially if you were cave diving or going through some rock formation like an archway or something. If you can't control your buoyancy, you could have a nasty accident. Worst case scenario is if you don't control your buoyancy and you shoot to the surface, then you get the bends, which is where there's too much nitrogen in your blood, and you can die from that if you don't get treatment quickly in a hyperbaric chamber. There we go. Anyway, back to buoyancy. So that's positively buoyant, is an object that displaces enough water greater than its own, and then the object's weight, and then you remain buoyant. Now if you want to be neutrally buoyant, then it has to be the same. So this is where you have this, what people usually call life vest, but they're not. It's a BCD. It's you have a buoyancy control device when you're scuba diving, which allows you to inflate and deflate to help you with your buoyancy, obviously. So, and you use that, and you can expel air out of your lungs, etc., to help, and you do different breathing. Now if you want to descend further in the water and go deeper, and then that's called negatively buoyant, and that is where you weigh less than the water that you're displacing. There you go. And that's why a lot of people that are maybe overweight or just naturally positively buoyant have to wear more lead kilograms on their weight belts. So now you know what a weight belt is for. And you know, when I was carrying more fat on my body, which makes you more buoyant, I was wearing almost 6 kilos of lead on my belt to help me get down. And as I was getting fitter, here's a fact for you, over the 2 months of my training and then getting into taking customers out on diving trips, I was getting fitter and fitter. It was absolutely awesome. I lost 2 stone in 2 months doing scuba diving, and I was down to just wearing 1.5 kilos of lead, maybe just 1 kilo, I forget now, on my weight belt. And some people were that fit or that or already neutrally or negatively buoyant as a person, for whatever reason, less fat, etc. They wouldn't even wear a weight belt. They could descend very easily. There you go. There's a bit of education for you tonight. Fidelity, now you're getting really technical. I didn't know that. This one pin. hope so. Coefficiency of 1. I have eight customers. I like this one, number 1. Far, 20 kilometer up. How deep would you go doing that, TT? Scuba diving recreationally, which is what Paddy teach in the main. It's recreational diving, and that's, I think it's up to 30 meters tops. That's considered a deep dive, and you do that as part of your advanced diving certification. They take you to a deep dive, which is just like 30 meters. They sit you down on the sand bottom, and you do some exercises like simple maths on a like chalkboard. Breaking open, if you crack, they break open an egg, and you see that it remains whole before the fish get to it and start eating it. But that's weird, because they're showing you how compression of the depth keeps things more intact, you know. But yeah, recreationally, recreational divers, it's no more than 30. You don't see much more beyond usually 24 meters, I would say. The deepest I've ever dove was just over 42 meters. It was a bounce dive. That was the Blue Hole in Belize. That was great. Massive stalactites and stalagmites around in this sunken cave. The roof of this cave had sunken in. You can look it up on Google. You can see it from space, I think, to a degree, this Blue Hole. So we dove that. That was awesome. It looks blue from the sky, but it's actually pitch black. You have to go down there with a torch, and you see these huge stalactites, like as wide as a house. And we swam round one of those at the bottom of the, well, we didn't go to the bottom of the hole, but at about 42 meters, and came straight back up. And there was sharks beneath us circling. Apparently tourists used to feed the sharks there, but they've stopped doing that. They get a bit aggressive. Okay, Mighty Bart, thanks for coming. Cheers, appreciate it. I'll try and remember to get onto your spin the wheel live stream, as opposed to spin the bottle. She's giving me a curry here, and I can't eat it with my fingers. I don't know what's going on. Good night, my two back. I'm eating wild boar curry, by the way. It's mainly skin. She calls it a black pig. I said, is it wild boar? And I had to make the show the tusks. Oh, bloody hell, it's hot. Spicy, spicy. Big Jim, are you off? Take care, mate. Cheers, Lulu. Enjoy your pancakes. Thanks for coming. You can rewind it later and look at the fantastic lightning we were having. What's your question? Curbside? How do you know it was wild, TT? How do I know what was wild? I knew what you meant, Lulu. You'll have your pancakes and I'm eating my wild boar curry. Lovely, lovely. Picture bun. Ooh, spicy. Pet. storm's still there. That means yet again I don't think we're going to get rain. See you on the flip side, Curbside Kurt. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Goodbye, Curbside Kurt. Goodbye, Lulu. There's still lightning. Not hearing so much thunder now, though. Oh. RUXP4, welcome. I stream 3 times a day. Some people can't be asked to do that. I don't even know what day it is. Some people just can't compete with me. You know it, Don. Yeah. I see what you mean. Curbside. I'm in Chonburi province, RUXP4 in Thailand. Sitting on the balcony. Eating wild boar curry. Actually, it wasn't wild boar, it was fuming. My face is melting. Oh, that's hot. All's good in the Thai-tastic team. Thank you for asking. Oh my gosh, that was so hot. Pet. Oh, hello, Mac. Oh, it's like Niagara Falls in my nostrils. Whew. I think we're nearly done with this storm. An hour and a half live stream of a storm, that's not bad. There we go, there's a bit more off in the distance. Oh. I've got a Leo in the fridge as well. I think it's a Leo. Right, I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna put you on the tripod on your own. Behave yourselves. I'll be back in a minute. Turn bells, welcome. Oh. Did we see any more lightning? Is it finished? Yeah, we had a good lightning show over the last hour and a half. It's finished now though, I think. Oh, maybe not. Fidelity Questa. Autophagy. Short or long as a sound. Loose skin repair. Oh yes. Recycling of damaged cells, including cancer, to be healthy. Body. Yeah. Your body recycles, right? Your cells are being regenerated all the time. Mickey Mau Mau, he's in the UK at the moment on lockdown. He's on lockdown without a mobile. I'm not able to get hold of him. Only via a third party messaging. You have the ability to rewind this if you wanted to, this stream. But I'll keep it saved because it's been a fantastic light show. It's heading south. It's heading towards us, or was formulating on our doorstep. But south heading. Had it been heading towards me, it would be going west. I've got the sea behind my back and over to my left, or screen, that's Sukhumvit, which heads north-south, right? We'll give it maybe another 4 or 5 minutes, because the storm is really dissipating now. Is that the word? Another word for not so regular in its appearance. Short or long. A battery low warning, I don't know why. It's on the charger. Buy a bargain or drink live streams. Are you going to sponsor one? Are you going to sponsor that? IUXP. MW Michael from Florida. He sponsored 2 of those. He sent $200 in total to buy his friends in bars drinks. Won't be long, the bars will be opening again. Whatever you do, don't send super chat. I should disable that really. I'm giving YouTube 30%. They've had 110% of my time, and then they want 30% of the takings. On top of what they get from all of the advertisers I've given them permission to put on my streams. So if we calculate the drink prices at, say, you decide how many drinks you want to buy, bar girls, right? You decide how many drinks you want to buy, but they're going to be charged at, let's do it in baht, 200 baht a pop. Especially, well, there's a lot of them these days as well. It'd be interesting to see what they like after all of this palaver. We're going to be more hungry for customers, and they've got a time opening the bars quite well. There's only so many locals and expats that will go to these bars, right? Yeah, but you spent a lot of time in Bangkok as well, where they're expensive. Oh my gosh. Oh, you want me to just go in there and enjoy myself, or you want me? You're looking at a full production when you're going into those type of establishments and getting permission, etc., to record, blah de blah. We'll talk about it another day. We can arrange something. Devil's Den visit. Sponsored by RUXP4 channel. Well, that's very good of you. Thank you very much. Because that's what I was just thinking there, is like, well, last time I did this, I actually bought more drinks than I should have. And they were both for me, Mickey, and for the staff. And Michael from Florida, he said, oh, why don't you do a spreadsheet to like keep on top of it? And I thought, oh, we're a bit too far into it now to do that. And I was like trying to count on 4 hands how many we'd bought. We ended up buying more, I'm sure. But yeah, it actually cost me to do it. It was good for absolutely for getting the footage, but that can be done in any case. And then I saw other vloggers starting to do that as well, and I was like, okay. Well, we're talking over 2 years ago now. We first did that. I think it wasn't that part of the 10-minute attempts as well, where we did 124 live streams in a month. That's another record I need to beat at some point. No, 114 it was, I think. 114 live streams in a month, and that was in the playlist 10-minute attempts. So you're saying 250 baht per place plus a drink for me on top. Is that what you're saying? So if we just keep it at 250 baht per place, but then your condition is you choose the places. You'll have me travelling all over Thailand. RUXP4, are you really, really missing Thailand right now? Fidelity Quester says, Thailand Authority, TAT Authority of Thailand is looking to attract higher end visitors, not as beneficial to attract backpackers. Quality rich over budget travellers. Do you know what though, Fidelity? Only certain areas of Thailand attract backpackers, and I would think they will be shooting themselves in the foot to a degree. I was a backpacker once and fell in love with the place. If I couldn't afford to come here, then I wouldn't have come back. So I would suggest, I don't know the facts, but I would suggest, just based on my experience, that many backpackers come back here as tourist holiday makers and maybe expats as well. So Pattaya only. Oh, they're easy streets, yeah. I can film anywhere as well, but the go-go's will take some organising. And that would have to be a special sponsored deal to organise all that, get permission, etc. But could always get a private showing, I guess. I'd buy a pole. I'll get some of that blue pole and stick it in the bedroom. So there's some water pipe, and have one of them dance around that. How about that? Now there's a lot of backpackers that are rich as well. I know it conjures up a lot of, but yeah, going back to that, like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, area for tourism is Pattaya. I can't ever say I've seen many, well, I can't even say, I can count on one hand backpackers that are obviously backpackers. It's very surprising how many, unless they come out at a different time than I'd usually do, but the majority of people are over 40, right? And the majority of backpackers are less than 30, right? I would say. But yeah, going back to locations, the backpackers, they certainly are attracted to different locations, I think, than the normal tourist. Some of the areas they go to as well, of course, like the Chiang Mai and jungle trekking and certain islands. Saw 6 Walking Street and LK Metro. 250 baht a drink, plus a drink for Thai-tastic. Sounds like a good deal. Are you putting in loads of overtime, are you, XB4? Yeah, full moon parties, Koh Phangan and other islands like that. Yeah, Khao San Road, I saw a picture of Khao San Road and you wouldn't recognise it. It was like you could eat your dinner off the floor. Had all these glistening bollards at the end. The floor looked like marble where it had just been all cleaned up. So yeah, there could be certain areas within areas that they are changing, but I think they would be a bit daft to focus too much on a certain client base. I don't know. Thailand has a lot to offer for all sorts of budgets. You know, just 10 minutes from here, there's an awesome place right on the sea, and your swimming pool is almost over the beach. It's hanging over the beach. Just 10 minutes from here, like a 5-star owned pool villa style condo style place. Every what is it called? I'll have to look it up. It was advertised on the TV as well, on Thai TV before. Lonely Beach on Koh Chang is very hippie backpacker too. Yeah, I've never been to Koh Chang. That's quite a big island, isn't it? I'd like to go there one time. I have been down that way. Krabi's very beautiful. That's true, Fidelity. It's not worth it to compete for budget travellers with Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam and the Philippines. That's right, and I don't think they're competing for them. either, but if they are, I don't know. It's I've not worked in the in the marketing sector of tourism, but it'd be interesting how they would do it if, let's say, they were looking for it, and it'd be so difficult as well because it's almost like cutting off your nose to spite your face. You can't just say, right, okay, we are going to make it so, because these people that are rich are careful with their money, right? Yes, they spend more, but when they see maybe the baht's so strong and they're not going to get a good rate for their money, they might choose not to come to Thailand. Probably the best island in Thailand. Why would you say it's the best island in Thailand? What is it you like about Koh Chang that it's your number one position, do you think? So it's got the mountains, it's got the jungle. Has it got? It's crystal clear water, the powder soft white. They ban shoes on some of the islands. It's just a totally barefoot paradise. But yeah, why RUXP4? Why do you think Koh Chang, in your opinion, is the best island in Thailand? You've been taking a lot of footage, I noticed. You've been pumping out those videos on the regular. That was good. 40 million yearly visitors to Thailand. At some point it becomes diminishing returns. Yeah, if they want to up their profit margin from Thailand, I guess it's just through the marketing, because it's all here for them now. There are some fantastic 5-star plus places here. Resorts on islands, on the mainland, inland, coastal, and yeah, it could be just a case of them with their international marketing of those places to attract those wallets. That's all I think they need to do. Which in turn may discourage more backpackers, because if they, and I'm sure a lot of backpackers don't do this because they think out of the box and do their research on a lot of places before they travel, but yeah, if it's deemed as, oh, that's the place to go because got all these wonderful 5-star resorts and places to go and see. Nixon said, outside of the Watergate scandal, but Nixon said people won't believe it unless they see it on TV, if they're not told about it on TV. It's so right. Elephants roam free. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Yeah, 5-star resorts to guest houses, there are. And now people have got homestays and Airbnb rooms for rent as well now, in addition to what was before. I was in bed bug ridden Chang Charlie, or was it Charlie Hut? It was called Charlie Hut on Choang Beach. It doesn't exist anymore. It was £2.20 a night. I couldn't work out why these mosquitoes were getting me. I was making sure that the mosquito net was covering me. It was just an awful place. I didn't know that we had to take care and wash our own bedding, and obviously people hadn't been doing that in the past either. And it was all bed bugs. Oh, loads of bites beneath the knee, on the shins and calves. Oh, was awful. Oh yeah, stricter visa requirements. Weeding out has already begun. Well, in 1997, Fidelity, when I first came here, I didn't have a visa. I got a visa exempt stamp on my passport when I arrived, and that lasted 3 months. And then I did a border run to Penang in Malaysia whilst I was working in the diving industry. And of course now that's a third, it's only 1 month, 30 days. Yeah, I don't know when it changed down to a month, but we had 3 months, which was handy considering when I arrived I was like, wow, and I got to Koh Samui and I fell in love with Thailand even more. I'm like, I could live here for a while. Law of attraction and all that, thinking about it positively all the time, and would you believe it? Got sold a diving package that took me to a level of professionalism within the industry, and they hired me after 2 months. It was awesome. Awesome experience. Do you think, I don't think they're going to implement you need to buy a visa before you come here. If you were backpacking and you wanted to come to Thailand, you would come to Thailand and pay for a visa, no problem. Right now you can buy a 60-day, right? I'm talking about the UK at the moment. The UK, if you're in the UK, you can buy a 60-day tourist visa for £40, and you're in and out in less than 10 minutes with no queues at the consulate. I was anyway in the Cardiff one in South Wales, which, by the way, nobody from outside of Wales can enter Wales. Wales is on complete lockdown, and the rest of the UK, people from all over the world can still travel to the UK as far as I know, except for Wales. They won't let people in. Money requirements, yeah, that's for long-term visas though, usually, when you have to have so much money in the bank, etc., for long-term visas and that. But I'm not having it. They're going to be wanting a bank balance, proof of a bank balance to come over here for a 2-week holiday or backpack for a month. Yes, you can get a 30-day visa exempt stamp on arrival, and then buy another month for 1900 baht, I think it is. And you can do a visa month, and you can do this 3 times overland. It gives you 9 months. Yeah, you can. There have been restrictions on, obviously, on how many times you can do the overland, and then you can do it via planes as well. Because those, it's at the discretion of the immigration officer as well, at the border control, solely at that individual's discretion. People have not been allowed back in, right, doing a border run. So they've just gone down the road, caught a plane in, and then they've got in fine, which is a bit weird. I wonder how that would play out though, with this biometric and linking all the immigration. If you've been rejected at one port of entry, why would they let you in the next day? Again, it's down to the discretion of the immigration officers. Getting out of the bed on the wrong side of the day. turning everybody away if they saw fit to do so. And you know, right now, even talking about border runs, it's just not happening. They're not letting anybody in the country at the moment, and they're trying to repatriate Thai people that are stuck abroad, who have to go into some official, and there's a hotel or two in Pattaya that's accommodating them, quarantine, mandatory quarantine for a couple of weeks. Yeah, they might. Yeah, what does focus on higher end travellers mean? Does that mean they're the Tourism Authority of Thailand, TAT? Is that their marketing budget? Yeah, absolutely. They've got to decide where best to advertise, right? Because their advertising budget must be huge. If they're relying 70+% on tourism for the economy of Thailand, they've got to spend their money wisely. And if they get a better return on their marketing by targeting a certain sector of the market, then that's what they should do. Quite right. Oh, did he get disallowed? How did that happen? Was that a border run, or was it he flew in, or what? What's the details of that RUXB? Yeah, so Fidelity there, absolutely every year or every quarter they should be talking about, okay, all right, how are we going to do the marketing? Is it going to be videos? Is it going to be magazine shots, or what is it? What countries are they going to be targeting and spending their advertising marketing monies? There's one soy dog in particular that's very shall we say territorial, because of the way he barks at motorbikes going past and chases them down the road. I think he's more disgruntled that he's woken up. I will show you tomorrow, if I remember, the craters in this car park that these dogs have dug out to have a nice bed for the night. They look like as if meteorites have landed on the car park, where they've dug out these little beds for the night. He had it to renew his visa in Laos, but got disallowed by a Thai border official. He went to another border and got in. Did he go? So he was overland. He went to renew his visa abroad. Alright, so he was right, and then on the Thai border, on the land crossing, he got rejected, so he was in Laos, and then did he go from Laos to another country first, or did he just go to another border crossing within Laos? Yes, it's really down to the discretion of the immigration officer on the day. Ow! He was put in jail, and he was charged for being put in jail. What? So why was he put in jail? If he's going to a border to get into a country and they say no, you can't come in, isn't he not just turned around? Imagine that, having to pay to stay in jail. Scary. Also, he didn't understand the questioning, so he gave the wrong answers then, maybe. It didn't say he had enough required money. They sent him back to Laos. Oh dear. All right. So his proper answer might have been, yeah, in the bank, rather than no, no, no. Oh my God, and then they charged him. So he's told them, hold on a minute, he's told them I haven't got any money, and yet he has to pay 2,000 baht. So if he hasn't got any money, why would they charge him? They're trying to call his bluff, maybe, or what? That's funny. Well guys, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. It's been nice chatting. It's been 2 hours 11 minutes. Oh, we had 4,500 baht on him. Oh, I'm going to get a shower. Maybe turn off that Thai drama on the TV. I'm a rich motherfucker. I'm a rich mofo. How much you want? I'll give you double. Alright guys. Don't forget to unsubscribe if you don't like the channel. Unsubscribe. Take care, and thanks for coming along and seeing the lightning show, which is definitely finished now. I'm sure it's over in Rayong now, or Koh Samet. But it's definitely not here now. But I hope it comes back. And yeah, take it easy all. Bye. Bye. Cough. Wash hands. Yes. Bye all. Cheers.